You told me to do it now.
Started now. I'm going to shit on the
Have a great live stream sentence. Yes.
phone. Oh, McDonald's. I sure we got something to eat.
But we can't eat from McDonald's.
I'm coming forever. God damn it, I'm ready to come out of ketosis.
We not coming out of ketosis to the wedding day.
My wife won't let me eat. So,
How many days we got?
what we got? Technically, it's Thursday.
For 3 days. So
3 days. 3 days till I say I do twice within a year. No, we late with this video. So after we get married, we starting a podcast, right? It's gonna be on current events. First of all, get our jerseys, baby. We got those jerseys that's alike. You know what I'm saying? Doing that couple look-alike shit.
every day this week.
Yeah. This might steal a trailer. I'm on the wrong street. But yeah, no, I'm on the right block. But so here's the thing, though. We're gonna start our own podcast. We're gonna have current events type thing, like the norm. We also gonna have relationship advices. We're gonna tell y'all some of the disagreements. We don't really like to call them arguments. Disagreements we have. Who's wrong? Who's right? What you think about love? How love should transpire, and all that good shit. This is gonna be more positivity and about love, because what we do see a lot of is a lot of black men, black men, black women ain't shit, men ain't shit, and this, that, and the third. And we'll give you our take on that later. But today, for the next 5-10 minutes, we're gonna discuss the video that's going around social media. My wife and I agree on it, probably about 98, 99% of we agree, what should have been done and what we think is done. So yeah, we're gonna jump into it. So and you can chime in anytime you want to. The video that's going around about the dude buying his kid something to eat and the other kids, whatever the case may be. Everybody keeps saying how the woman, well, on my personal page, how the woman acted, how she came at him, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Everybody saying it's not his responsibility. It's not this, that, and the third, and she shouldn't have did this, and she should have had money, and he's taking care of his responsibility. But what everybody is not saying or seem to fucking forget is that you have innocent kids that had nothing to do with nothing. Like, if those kids' dad ain't shit, fine. So you as a human don't give a shit if your son or daughter goes sit there and eat McDonald's in front of his brothers and sisters. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about that young man or woman, that baby, going to eat in front of other babies and they don't have food or nothing to eat, right? Yes, it's not his responsibility. Yes, his mother may be broken, can't feed her kids, whatever you want to say. But if you're able to help those children, fuck the mother. I don't give a damn if she told you you was a no good. Excuse my language. I forgot we can't do that. We can't curse on that camera. Excuse me. I'm sorry. But I don't care if she came at you and said this, that, and the third, and blase, blase, this. Man, we're talking about children. Those children have nothing to do with how their mother act, what their mother can or can't do, or whatever. But you as an individual, not a man, not the child's father that you brought, the food for, but as the child father that you bought the food for. I also said this on my post. So how can you say you love your child if you know your child loved their siblings? You don't think your child would offer their siblings food? So what are you going to do? Yell at your child, get mad at your child because your child offered to share the food that you bought for him or her with their brothers or sisters, because he or she loves their brothers or sisters.
Right.
So what are you gonna do? Yell at them? Now this is where my wife and I disagree at. She can take over after I say this. I personally said if that's all he had and he was feeding his kid, then I can understand it. Me personally, yes, I'm gonna take care. If you put me, I gotta choose between my child and somebody else's child, I'm probably gonna choose my child. That doesn't mean that I don't feel sorry for the other kids, but because the responsibility, where the camera at? The responsibility, because that's my child. Yes, I'm gonna go with my child, but my heart is gonna hurt because I didn't with the other child or couldn't for the other kids. However, let me add this too first. Any parent, any decent mother would have probably did the same thing she did, because at the end of the day, yeah, that man, like y'all like to say, has the responsibility of taking care of his child, or that mother has a right to defend the mental health and the mental well-being of her other children. So as a mother or as a parent, how can you sit there and say, oh, I'm gonna let one kid eat and not let the other kids eat? So that as a mother, yeah, you can say she's this, that, and the third, and can't feed her kids, the other kids fall, whatever you want to say. But as a mother, if she loves her kids, she's gonna try to defend her kids, because that can mentally scar somebody. And I've been talking like 4 minutes right now, so go ahead, baby.
Yeah, really. That's I don't think we only agree 98%.
I think it's 98%,
I
because
think it's almost
the argument we
100%.
had, the disagreement we had earlier was that when I said the thing about if I gotta choose between my kids and somebody else's kids, I'm gonna choose my kids. So don't do that. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
but you was taking extreme circumstances though. We're talking about some damn McDonald's, okay? Which I'm sorry, but just like I said on my post, if you can go and get McDonald's, what did she say he's doing every other day of the week or all that week? You could have went and just bought some damn groceries, and everybody could have ate for the whole week. You could have got some canned meat, some peanut butter and jelly, some peanut butter and syrup, something, and everybody could ate. So it just goes to show that both parents are being petty, right? So at the end, what do you look at?
Nobody's thinking about
You're
the
looking
kids.
at the pettiness of the parents as opposed to looking at the well-being of the kids. And they are kids. It has nothing to do with obligation, nothing to do with responsibility. It has to do with, like someone commented on another post, it has to do with having a heart. I mean, what has happened to us in this generation, in this day and age, where we just completely don't have a heart? We don't give a fuck about whether or not somebody else's kids are eating. Like, that's crazy. I don't care if they're your kids or not. What happened to a child being yours and not having to be tied to you by blood? I'm confused, like why everyone is so focused on that's not his obligation. Nobody said it's his obligation, but damn, like if somebody is saying the other kids aren't eating, you okay with that? You like seriously okay with bringing some food for one child and other kids are not eating? Like, I don't understand. Like, why are you even a parent?
I'll reiterate again. Um, if your child eats in front of their other siblings, and you gotta know that your child love their siblings. So for you to be okay with just letting your child eat in front of their other siblings, that means you're not gonna be okay. And to me, anyway, you're not gonna be okay if your child shares with their siblings. Because how can you say you love your child if you know your child love their siblings and your child don't want their siblings to be without or hurt, however you want to be? So therefore, it's and I get it. I am the most I will do for my kid before I do for somebody else's kid, depending on what it is. Um, but you can't say you love your child if you can watch your child sit there and know that it's hurting them to not for their brothers or sisters not to have whatever it is. So that's just my take on it.
And I think also what people don't understand is that kids are gonna love their siblings. Like, you can be a father, and you obviously, if you're a father, obviously not in the home with the kid with their kids, they're gonna have a tight bond with their siblings. That could backfire because you can have an instance where either it's causing discord among the siblings and they jealous and envious of each other because of one father doing for the other, or you can have where the sibling actually resents you because they're like, why were you trying to bring me stuff and you wasn't doing anything for other siblings that were struggling? Like, so I don't understand why people don't understand that concept and don't understand how the focus should be on the kids. The focus should be on not whether or not mom is being petty, the dad is being petty, but it's these are kids that didn't ask for any of these parents to bring them into this world. And then another point is like, what happens if you didn't have if the father didn't have it? What if the kid, your child, was hungry, but you didn't have money to bring your kid McDonald's, and your kid's hungry, but the one of some other kid's father, would they supposed to not feed their kid, feed your kid, or would you feel a certain way if somebody kids the other one of the other siblings dad bought the kids some food and then bring your kids some food? You be pissed off
because you same dudes that's sitting there saying, "Oh no, that's not my responsibility." Yada yada yada. This, that, and the third, right? So if you didn't have it and another man bought your child some food, you the same dudes that'll be sitting there, oh, I don't want no nigga buying my child this, that, and the third.
like that.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy. All I'm trying, my personal point is this right here. I don't care how that woman act. I don't care whatever she said. Everybody keeps talking about how she acted, what she did. She should be able to feed her kids, this, that, and the third, right? And it wasn't his responsibility. Why can't y'all mind go further than just what she did, what he did, this, that, and the third, and understand whatever they did, only people that's suffering are the children. And that's what it's about. So if you as an individual don't understand that that's about the children and you're trying to make him or her suffer in that situation, then you're messed up. Yeah. I was about to curse, can't curse. You're messed up because at the end of the day, it's about the kids. No, it's not your kids. If I go in the store, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all what just happened to me. I had my daughter the other day. I was going last week, a couple weeks ago. I was going into the store, coming out the store actually, and I walked by this man, and he was like, "Hey, she's a pretty little girl. I like to see that." And he just gave my daughter $5. Was that his responsibility to give my daughter $5? He didn't even know her, but he did it. Obviously, he has, some type of heart, some type of compassion for children. And you don't want your kids taking things from strangers, but that was a great gesture. So, like, what is the difference? What is the difference? I don't understand you dudes, man. Now, if it was his last, and that's all he had, and whatever the circumstances was different, he had to get to work, he didn't have time to buy, like, she and I disagreed, we had that conversation with that, then whatever. I personally would have did it myself. She said, why even do it? Get your kids or wait till whatever the case may be. And I even understand it from that point. But it's about the children. It ain't about you two ignorant ass adults because y'all can't get along.
That should have been having kids in the first place.
That's right.
Apparently.
Exactly. And I understand people, in some situations, people, get married, have sex, or have sex and then have a great relationship, have sex, have a baby, it goes left, right, whatever. But those still, if you focus on the well-being of the children and get that hate and that hatred and that anger out of your heart, it'll be a lot damn better. Like, I just don't understand why people can't see that it's about the children. Don't give a damn if it's your child or not. If we in the car getting ready to go in the house, but if this lady right here came and her kid was hungry and my kid was hungry and I had $10, I can buy my kid a $10 meal if I wanted to because it's my damn kid, right? But why would I do that if I can feed both with 5? That's crazy.
It is.
It's the child. It's the children. And then y'all wonder why we have all of these.
So fucked up right now.
Exactly. It's because it started with our generation. I'm 45. She's 145. But that's not the point. It started with our generation. because like it's like I'm seeing a lot of people our age that's agreeing with this BS. So it's like, yo, like it's the
Like, what
children.
is wrong with
If we
y'all?
can, if we can insert compassion and empathy in children, then that would come up in that generation to insert it in other generation. But y'all want too bad. And no, I had somebody on my post, and that's my man's. He was like, "Oh, so I supposed to buy everything in the house if she can't take care. I supposed to take care. I supposed to buy all other children Christmas gifts if she can't take." No, nobody's saying that. But I tell you what, as a mother, I can't get mad at her because I had this situation happen too, and she made me understand it more. As a mother, I showered my she was like a year and a half with a whole lot of gifts. And I told her mother, don't worry about my daughter. Take care of your other daughter because her father was absent. Of my 3-year-old, her father was not there when he was absent. And she was like, and I got mad. She was like, oh, well, I'm not about to let her open up all those presents, and my other child can't open up these presents. And it took her to make me understand. Well, I understand that because it's like now I understand it. Like, okay, she still has another child to protect, right? So now what I do now, if I want to buy her a whole lot of gifts, I'll buy I would buy her a whole lot of gifts. I buy her a whole lot of gifts, send some to the house, and keep some in my house. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to hurt the other child that's in the house because her father's not there. Is that my responsibility? No. Could I be a dude that be like, hey, I bought my child $3,000 worth of gift. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's fucked up. It's messed up. Excuse me. Like you gotta have some compassion.
Yeah.
That's why we got these kids running around here shooting, robbing, killing, not respecting. I
Mm-hmm.
told her earlier today, I honestly believe uh, uh, our generation started that don't touch my kid, don't whoop me, and I ain't your kid type crap. Because when you had to fear the next door neighbor whooping your butt because you did something wrong, and then your mother or father coming home whooping your butt, it was different. But now it's all selfishness, man. And for everybody that think that that man or woman was wrong, they have their own opinion. But I am saying to you guys, in my personal opinion, the kids is all that matter. I'm not telling you to take care of somebody else's kids. I'm not telling you to pay child support for somebody else's kids. I'm telling you to be considerate of especially young kids, mental
Impressionable
and and,
kids.
and, and, and because let me tell you something. What if you buy that kid some McDonald's too, right? That kid grows up to be a multi-millionaire, but they father ain't crap. Their mother ain't crap. A mother couldn't afford.
Mm-hmm.
That kid gonna take care
Remember
of
you.
you.
Yep.
You.
And yeah, the thing is, your biological kid could be trash, and the kid that ain't your biological kid can take care of you because you looked out for them. Like y'all, it's crazy how people act like I don't get it. Like you act like everything has to be blood related, and everyone should know as well as the next person that blood doesn't necessarily have to make you family. Like you can be family, you can care about somebody without having a blood tied to them. You can have a biological kids plotting your damn death and have a child that you just gave $10 to one day that always remember your ass.
And I'll add to that by saying this. My son is I don't know how old he is, he's like 22, 23 years old. His brother, his oldest brother, um, when I was dealing with my son's mother, his oldest brother was probably 3, 4 years old. He ran around talking about F you this and F you that. I kept telling him, bro, don't say that. Don't do this, that, and the third, whatever the case may be, right? And I thought when his mother and I broke up, I didn't see that boy for 8, 9 years, maybe even longer than that. But when I seen him in Walmart, I thought we was gonna have an issue because his mother was telling him things and telling him things wasn't true. But he came to me with respect. I'm like, oh, this, that, and the third, and told me he appreciated me. At 4 years old is when I seen that little young man. Last time I had seen that young man, he remembered that. At 19. Now his life was going the opposite way, but still he remembered that. So that meant something to him. And that's all I gotta say on that subject. But y'all need to cut that shit out, man, when it comes to the children. It's about the children, the children, 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 children. Because if everything in this world, we got 18, 19, 16, 17-year-olds, 18, 19, 20-year-olds going to jail for murder. Because nobody cares. Nobody freaking cares, bro. So
It's all about being selfish.
we had a friend, and I promise y'all I'm done with this. We had a friend that lost her son, right? At the balloon release form, we see a 3-year-old, maybe 4, tops 5, walking around cursing and saying, "Oh, look at that B," and all of this, and throwing up gang signs. All it takes is somebody that freaking cares. All it takes is somebody that cares, and that's what. Hopefully, it doesn't happen. But that's what we're dealing with, and we're raising and seeing children grow up doing that. And so then when you lose a child or a loved one because they trying to do a drive by, whatever the case may be, could be that kid that you didn't give McDonald's to.
Yep.
So that's my take.
I agree.
3 days and counting, people.
3 days.
We'll see y'all tomorrow in a whole nother matching outfit.
Yeah. See, we matching.
Actually, I don't know if we're gonna match them all. We don't have no more matching outfits. Yeah, that's for Friday and Saturday.
You got a white.
That's for Friday and Saturday.
No, we got the white shirts. They don't have anything on, but they're white. No, we wore it to the all white.
So we just gonna walk around in t-shirts.
Well, they white. We matching. And then we have the other
butt naked and we match. So if I have a penis and you have a vagina. No, we can't do that. I ain't going to do that. Peace, love, and Afro Beats. Here, listen. Black love.